These dogs had almost lost their lives when someone very surprising came to their rescue. Stray dogs can be found anywhere, and having them around is not a big deal nowadays. Though there are many mechanisms working for the welfare of these dogs, still, many of these homeless pooches give up their lives in the appalling condition they're born in. There were 5 pups on the highway of Iskilip, Turkey, that were on the verge of losing their lives in the spine-chilling environment when someone came and transformed their lives. How many times do you see a sight on a street that makes your heart cry? Not often, right? But on the streets of Iskilip, Turkey, there was a sore sight that was utterly disturbing. A bunch of stray dogs was piled up on the side of a highway in the most miserable condition. These 5 dogs were cuddling with each other just to bear with a cold. Let me tell you that in winter, the temperature of this town falls down to minus 30 degrees. And during this bone-shattering cold, these puppies had nothing but each other to keep themselves warm. And that is why they continued to hug each other during the day. Nobody knows where these puppies came from. They looked very feeble and weak, and it was evident from their appearance that the pooches weren't getting anything to eat. They had been surviving in the cruelty of winter without food and water for almost a week. Yeah, sometimes someone would throw them leftover food, but that's not enough for these 5 growing dogs that hadn't eaten for weeks. The only source of food for them was garbage. Well, as mentioned before, nobody knew where these dogs came from, but there were some assumptions that people made regarding them. One of them is that the dogs were most probably dumped on the corner of the path. Perhaps the dogs were about to be euthanized and whoever dropped them there didn't want these dogs to be killed. It's mentionable here that in Turkey, the high population of homeless dogs is mostly found in Iskilip. Along with it, there were many more assumptions that people made that seem less convincing. Ironically, when no one bothered to help these dogs, there was someone from another country who came forward to extend a hand of help. When Crystal Carson, the co-founder of Rescuers Without Borders, an animal welfare organization based out of the US, saw the images of those homeless tiny dogs, she felt very disheartened. The pictures were mailed to her by some well-wisher of the dogs. Though she'd seen many dogs in a miserable state, the picture of those pooches really broke her heart. She knew she had to do something. Rescuers Without Borders is an organization that rescues dogs from the landfill of Çorum, Turkey. The animal welfare organization came into existence in early 2017. The operation of the organization is mainly focused on the landfill of Çorum. They rescue dogs from there and make arrangements for their adoption. Even the story of these landfill dogs is very heart-wrenching, and that's why I've described it here. Crystal Carson describes the condition of the dogs when she saw them for the first time. She said, "These dogs were huddled together to stay warm and probably feel secure. When they weren't spread out on the tarp, the puppies would crawl under slabs of concrete to remain in seclusion when they were least bothered by a constant barrage of traffic horns, strangers, and whatnot."